People always say that Singapore is the world's most militarized country. It has Southeast Asia's strongest navy and air force, which helps keep off foreign threats. It has state-of-the-art defense missile systems, which ensures that any attack is fended off. Despite that, there's just one problem. It's a tiny country. Singapore's size is nothing compared to its giant neighbors. It is far smaller than other major cities like New York, which is approximately 122,283 square kilometers, while Singapore is approximately 719 square kilometers. Being small is bad for a nation's defense, because it limits the strategic depth and maneuvering options available in the event of a conflict. A smaller land area means fewer places to deploy and conceal military assets, making them more vulnerable to detection and destruction by adversaries. Furthermore, the target area by foreign threats is significantly concentrated, which means that a successful strike could have devastating effects on the nation as a whole. The compact nature of Singapore's territory leaves little room for error. Any breach in its defenses could rapidly escalate into a crisis, affecting critical infrastructure, civilian populations, and the nation's ability to sustain prolonged military engagements. Thus, even though Singapore has some of the world's best and most advanced military systems, it does not really equate the country to become a powerhouse. But, for entertainment purposes, let's imagine an all-out war with its neighbors. When a war does occur, we will immediately see missiles flowing into the city-state. Can Singapore actually defend against tens or even hundreds of missiles? Well, the answer is actually yes. Singapore's missile defense system can and will still take out most, if not all, foreign threats. This is why one can still argue that it is a strong country in Southeast Asia. This is what the Singaporean military calls the Island Air Defense System, or IAD. This system is a comprehensive network that combines advanced sensors, weapon systems, command and control elements, and decision-making tools to safeguard Singapore from a broad range of air threats. It features ground-based air defense systems like the Aster-30 missile system and Spider, along with sensors such as the multi-mission radar, all functioning cohesively as an integrated system of systems. Let's take a look at this from a more detailed perspective. From Singapore to a 70-kilometer range, the country deploys the Aster-30. This is a newly added missile system that replaced the older IHawk that had been used for more than 30 years. The Aster-30 has been operational for 24/7 air defense since August of 2020 and is a next-generation all-weather ground-based missile system designed to counter a wide range of air threats including fighter aircraft, helicopters, unmanned aerial vehicles, and precision-guided munitions. It has a longer range and greater interception capability than the IHawk air defense missile system it replaced. This surface-to-air missile system is capable of intercepting fighter jets as far as 70 kilometers. Its missiles have a weight of 450 kilograms, a maximum speed of Mach 4.5 or 4.5 times the speed of sound, and a maximum intercept altitude of 60,000 feet. This is the first line of defense, and it already shows that most of the foreign fighter threats would be dealt with immediately. Most of the fighter jets deployed by nearby countries, after all, may not be stealthy, fast enough, and have the defense capabilities against the Aster-30. On top of the Aster-30, Singapore would deploy its F-16CD-D+ and F-15SG against other incoming threats ranging from fighter jets to hostile helicopters and UAVs. The Republic of Singapore's Air Force new F-16s are arguably the best in the region right now. They can compete against Malaysia and Indonesia's own fighter jets. The F-15SG is an advanced variant of the F-15E Strike Eagle, developed by Boeing to enhance the RSAF air defense and strike capabilities. It is a contract worth over $1.6 billion that was signed back in December of 2005 for 12 F-15SGs. The F-15SG is equipped with 15 weapon stations capable of carrying a mix of conventional and precision weapons. It is powered by 2 turbofan engines, which means it can reach speeds of over Mach 2.5. What can Indonesia or Malaysia show against these? Although they are old, they are still capable powerful and have been upgraded continuously. Moreover, on top of the F-15SG, they also have the F-16. These F-16s are much more advanced and stronger than the F-15SGs. Their maximum speed is over Mach 2, but its armament is equipped with Python 5 missiles, which are some of the most lethal missiles out there. To top it off, Singapore is also going to acquire the F-35 Lightning II in the near future. These will change everything about Singapore's defense capabilities. It will ensure for the decades to come that no foreign threats can touch Singapore. Now, in the case that there are some foreign threats that do come close to Singapore, they have other defense capabilities. Within 15 kilometers, they deploy the Spider. The surface-to-air Python and Derby ground-based air defense system is famous for its rapid and precise responses to aircraft and munition threats. This was ordered back in 2008 when Singapore's Ministry of Defense ordered 2 Spider SR batteries, along with Python 5 and Derby missiles. These were delivered between 2011 and 2012, with the system offering significantly extended air defense coverage compared to the older Rapier system. Spider can intercept aerial threats at more than twice the range and 3 times the altitude of its predecessor, while also being more manpower efficient. And finally, within the next 8 kilometers of Singapore, the country also deploys the RBS-70. The RBS-70 is a short-range ground-based anti-aircraft missile system developed by Saab Bofors Dynamics, primarily for the Swedish armed forces. Whilst it is older equipment, it is still a widely deployed equipment that has been exported to over 18 countries, including Australia, Brazil, Finland, and Singapore. This shows how essential it is for many militaries across the globe. It is a portable, operable by one person, and can be linked to a surveillance radar to form an anti-aircraft battery. It can exchange targets at altitudes up to 5,000 meters and has a maximum range of 8,000 meters, making it a versatile and reliable air defense option. To top off this island defense system, Singapore deploys a wide range of radars. They have the Aerostat to the Shikra and a long list of other radars. This ensures that they know it's a foreign threat and can immediately deal with it. To put it simply, Singapore deploys the most advanced defense system there is in Southeast Asia. It can indeed defend itself against military threats. The only problem, as we stated earlier, is that it is a concentrated country. One missile can immediately take down most of the city. However, the question is whether that one missile can actually reach the country. What Singapore lacks, however, is not really about its military, but more on its sustainability. A lot of what Singapore is today is mostly because of imports. They buy their food, water, and other necessities globally. Singapore also does not produce its own military equipment, making them vulnerable to sustained attacks. That is why the most important piece of Singapore isn't really about its military equipment, but more on its foreign diplomacy. Singapore does not promote itself as a military threat, but rather as a business partner. As a matter of fact, many countries, especially in Southeast Asia, are bound to lose more than they would gain if they attack Singapore. Singapore has nothing to offer, especially in natural resources. To top it off, Singapore is also part of ASEAN, which promotes collective security and stability in Southeast Asia. Okay, so if this is the case, if diplomacy is far better than military equipment, why does Singapore then need to spend billions of dollars for its military equipment? Why does it even care, as a matter of fact? Conflict in the 21st century has gone down significantly. Singapore may, even one day, rely on the United States for defense if anything does happen. So why bother spending money? Well, there is a concept called deterrence, which is the primary reason behind Singapore's significant investment in its military capabilities. Deterrence is the strategy of maintaining a strong and credible defense to prevent potential adversaries from contemplating an attack in the first place. In other words, by showcasing its ability to defend itself effectively, Singapore aims to dissuade any hostile actions from other nations, ensuring that the cost of aggression would be too high for any would-be attacker. Second, a strong military underpins Singapore's role as a secure and stable hub for international business. In a region with varying degrees of political stability, Singapore's robust defense capabilities reassure multinational companies and investors that their operations in the country will be safe from disruptions due to conflict or instability. This stability is a cornerstone of Singapore's economic success and global standing. But anyway, do let us know what you think. Thanks for watching.